It's 10 o'clock in New York, it's 7 o'clock in Los Angeles, and here in Salt Lake City, it's 6:20, and time for Mormon News Roundup with anchorman Walter Contrite.
Thank you, Jane. Good evening. At the top of our news tonight, police in Redondo Beach, California, early this morning netted one of the biggest seizures of illegal Mormon drugs in recent history when they raided the home of 46-year-old Lemuel Phelps, a fry cook in the porterhouse steak. Confiscated were 24 cases of family-strength Bufferin, 2 tons of raw, uncut peppermint herbal tea, and 16 barrels of concentrated Coke syrup, with an estimated street value of $100,000. When reached for comment, Phelps claimed the seized goods were for his food storage. Defying church custom, a disgruntled 70s group leader in the Bozeman, Montana West Ward broke from his group today to form a renegade auxiliary called the 71s, an admittedly elitist organization committed to higher ideals and less levity. As its first order of business, the 71s have said their top priority is learning to spell the word proselytize. Well, like everyone in America, the church is feeling the pinch of high inflation. In a surprise announcement today, the church said that to offset rising costs, tithing will next year be increased from 10 to 20%. This on the heels of the recent decision to end free agency. Agency will no longer be free beginning June 1st, when a slight surcharge will be added whenever it is used. Up next on the Mormon News Roundup, famous LDS architect announces plans to turn Temple Square into a circle. But first, this.
Hello.
This is your Elders Quorum President.
Oh, gee, I think we got a bad line. Hurry.
What was all that about? What are you packing for?
I haven't done my home teaching. Come on, let's go on a vacation.
It's the end of the month. PPI is coming up, and you haven't visited a single family. Until now, you were stuck slinking into the Elders Quorum President with some cockamamie excuse. But not anymore with Terrific Twosomes, the home teaching substitute where we do the visiting for you. No more last of the month 11th hour worries. No more begging for forgiveness at those personal priesthood interviews. Now you can get your home teaching done every month and never have to leave your easy chair. Terrific Twosomes, home teaching by proxy. The most innovative idea since the last name change of the MIA. And for just a few pennies extra per visit, you can expand your service with these unheard of options. Calling beforehand for an appointment, warm handshakes and spiritual thoughts, genuine concern for the family, assistance around the house or yard, or even saying a prayer. Listen to this dramatic demonstration.
Hello?
Hello there, Brother Brown.
We called first and made an appointment.
Have a warm handshake.
Here's a spiritual thought.
How's the family?
Can we help you plant a garden?
How about fixing that leaky faucet?
Well, time for us to go.
Who wants to pray?
Amen.
Goodbye.
Those are the finest home teachers I ever saw. I wonder what church they're from.
Well, there you have it. Dramatic proof that Terrific Twosomes can do the calling for your calling. From celestial service, where we do the work, but you get the blessings.
Well, now more news. Word today that Elder Brian Bigley became the first missionary to be returned to his mission for further debriefing following an incident aboard a TWA plane flying from Hong Kong to San Francisco. Elder Bigley was just released from the Tibet North Mission, where he'd suffered extreme fatigue, frostbite, and several broken hearts. His mission president said Bigley was anxious to return home and find a sweet girl to marry. During the flight home, it was learned the elder had proposed to a ground mechanic, 3 stewardesses, a traveling salesman from Guam, and the pilot. Contacted at a hospital in San Francisco, doctors said Elder Bigley is being fed Hawaiian punch intravenously in hopes of regaining his strength. The name of the pilot who accepted Bigley's proposal was not released. Sad news tonight from the Grand Canyon First Ward in Cornflake, Arizona, where we've learned of the passing of 98-year-old Laverne Hardy, the oldest church member of the Special Interests Group. Still hopeful that marriage would come away, Sister Hardy continued making her special fudge each and every week, as she had done for over 70 years, taking time out from her duties as honorary chairwoman of the American Diabetes Foundation. Well, today marked the opening days of Utah's annual deer hunt, the occasion when tens of thousands of hunters take to the mountains in the hopes of bagging their limits. For a live report, we take you to the Wasatch Mountains and reporter Beth Wishes. Beth?
Thank you, Walter. I'm in the home of Orville P. Sloth, a man who collects and sells antique farm equipment.
Hi.
Mr. Sloth, you're a hunter. How has the turnout been this year?
Well, I think there's been plenty of deer this year.
No, I mean the hunters.
Oh, well, my only concern is that there's enough ammo to go around.
Aren't you a little nervous about being injured?
No, ma'am, I ain't never been hit yet.
Have you gotten your deer this year?
Oh, sure did. About sunup, me and my brother Seth got us a couple of bucks that had racks on them as big as that.
Looks like you'll have plenty of venison for the cold winter months.
Well, no, we never touch this stuff. We're trophy hunters.
I see behind you, 15 or 20 deer heads mounted on your wall?
Yes, you do.
What do you say to people, Mr. Sloth, who would accuse you of killing these beautiful animals for sport?
I'm going to eat these deer heads during the millennium in case there's no real food to go around.
And that's it, Walter. Death wishes from the Wasatch Mountains.
Thank you, Beth. When we come back, in our counterpoint feature, BYU English professors debate whether the word marriage is singular or plural. The critics are raving about a very special musical coming your way soon. Listen to what Lehigh Moskowitz of the Grover Gazette says.
Meet Me in Kolob is the greatest thing since road shows.
And Melvin Hubbard of the Kanab Post-Dispatch.
I've seen Meet Me in Kolob 16 times, and I just can't believe it.
Yes, critics everywhere are singing the praises of this special, heartwarming musical production. Meet Me in Kolob, the sweet story of an eternity that went on forever. Romp through the pre-existence with Elder Hustler and Elder Bean. Weep with them when their eternal mates are killed in the war in heaven. Joy with them in mortality when they realize their sweethearts were only maimed beyond recognition. And thrill with them beyond the veil in their daring over-the-wall escape from spirit prison. Yes, here's a special production that the entire family will especially enjoy. Meet Me in Kolob, another special musical from Plug Dewart and Rex De Raw Potato, the team that made pre-existence a household word. Many have said it's the most unforgettable special musical this week. Bring a box of hankies for this sentimental journey through eternity. Meet Me in Kolob will bring laughter to your hearts and tears to your pocketbooks. And now listen to what Moroni Blanding of the Tremonton Times says about Meet Me in Kolob.
I think it's the best special musical since Star Wars.
Meet Me in Kolob comes directly from sellout performances in Price, Fillmore, Beaver, and Panguitch. Coming soon to Escalante, Monument Valley, and Montezuma Creek. Don't miss Meet Me in Kolob. Well, now, as we continue with the news, the General Sunday School Board, responding to an apparent church-wide need for guidance, has added to the Sunday School curriculum a new class to be called Gossip Essentials. The course will cover such topics as how to spread idle rumors about a change in the bishopric, talking during sacrament meeting without using your voice, and how to be the first person in the ward to learn of a new baby before its father. LDS church historians today made public recently discovered documents revealing that Brigham Young University was not founded by the famed colonizer, but rather by fellow apostle educator Orson Pratt in 1875. The distortion of this historical information is believed to have been an intentional scheme by early university presidents in an effort to be recognized by the letters BYU rather than OPU. And now for the wrap-up of today's sports, here's our sports editor, Sparky Piston. Sparky?
Hi, sports fans, and what a day for sports. In football, the Sun Devils scorched the Aggies. It was Clemson over Rice and Eggs over Easy. Penn State greased Quaker State, Forum smashed Chrysler, and DePaul outlasted Disgusting after fouling out. At the half at Cougar Stadium, it's BYU 18.5, USU 12.5, with just a fraction of the score in. In night action, the Utah Stars Denver Nuggets game at the Salt Palace has been rained out. Under the lights tomorrow afternoon, weather permitting, a brutal battle of power between the you and the me. Game time is 3 a.m. with the pregame warm-up at 1 a.m. I'll be calling the play-by-play with color by Red Brown. In the opening day of the Mormon Olympics today, with a 100-yard offering competition, Brigham Amulek of Barefoot, Idaho, won with the fastest offering, coming in with a whopping $50 check to overwhelm Melva Hickey from Peephole, Nevada, who turned in a paltry $1.50. In the California-Utah name-calling contest, the highly favored Utah team won hands down, the California team saying they really had better things to do. In the 50-meter guild relays, Orrin Fester of Unpleasant Grove, Utah, beat himself and was very happy about it. Finally, in the Hawaiian Punch 100-meter freestyle swim competition, Bob Sweet was first with red dye number 2. In other sports news, bowing to student pressure, the BYU Athletic Department today announced formation of co-ed intramural hugging teams. Said an annoyed university president, there will be no night games. Denying that the school used questionable recruiting practices, the BYU head basketball coach this week reported the addition of a new member to his starting squad this year. He's 8'11" guard Tuuli Fernie of Aardvark, Finland. The 12-year-old admitted he'd never played basketball before, never heard of the Y, and was too young to date, but looked forward to all the cookies and milk he'd been promised. Former BYU kicker Lyle Lefty Cougar today announced his retirement from pro football after an incredible 37 years with the Chicago Bears. Cougar's kicking record remains unmatched, an amazing 43,862 yards total. You'll remember Cougar became famous as the first pro player to kick with his hand, hence the name Lefty after his left hand, which at retirement was said to weigh nearly 42 pounds. Cougar plans to retire to Death Valley to play golf and look for his knuckles. And that's sports fans. Sparky Piston bidding you bye-bye and good sporting. And now back to the news.
This week we salute Phoenix businessman Eldon O. Grunge, President and Chief Executive Officer of Grunge Industries, founder of Grunge Products, and a general partner in the law firm of Grunge, Grunge, and Grunge. Eldon also finds time to serve as city councilman, Little League advisor, and treasurer of the Guild of Aggressive Saints. He's the bishop of the Phoenix Fifth Ward, a member of Phi Beta Kappa, the Mensa Society, and his hobby is puzzles and eating. Grunge died last week of old age. He was 26. Brother Claude Cruel, Ward Athletic Director of the Peach, Alberta branch in Canada, was convicted yesterday of the first trial charging unrighteous dominion. Cruel pleaded innocent to charges that he came home every night, read the paper, and watched the news while his wife cleaned the house, cooked the dinner, did the dishes, emptied the garbage, and mowed the lawn, while additionally serving as Relief Society president, chairman of the Activities Committee, and gospel doctrine teacher. He was sentenced to 5 years at hard labor at the Alberta Stake Center, where he'll have to clean Cheerios from under the seats after sacrament meeting. Our final story tonight. Searchers today located the body of the world's largest Mormon, 575-pound Louis P. Crisco, found in the wreckage of his easy chair in Oompa, Nevada. Brother Crisco was only 35 years old and had served at the Oompa 3rd Ward as its food storage committee. That's the news. From the crossroads of the West and the shadow of the everlasting hills, that's the way it was. Good night.
Don't go away. It's time to play that United Order game show, Consecration. Now, here's our TV host, the man who's here to take everything you own, Stuart Chip.
Thank you, and welcome to Consecration, where poverty is prosperity, having is having not, and the object to win is to lose. Now for our contestants, last week Mrs. Alice Fenster, a homemaker from Paragona, finished the game losing her car, her 4-bedroom home, and her firstborn. Tonight, Mrs. Fenster is attempting to extend her phenomenal losing streak to 5 straight weeks, a record here on the show. Mrs. Fenster, are you excited?
Well, I guess I'm pretty...
Say, that's great. And now, this week's challenger comes to us from Vernal. He's a professor of business, horticulture, and philosophy from Eastern Utah Polytechnic and enjoys playing the harmonica and chasing rabbits. Let's have a warm round of applause for Sander Underbutton. Sander, how does it feel to be on the show?
Oh, gee, Mr. Ship, it feels just
super.
Wonderful.
Glad to hear it. And you'll be glad to hear about the grand prize for tonight's game. Tell them about it, Bert Bagowitz.
Well, Stuart, tonight we have a special gift for the loser who wins and the winner who loses. First, our winner will receive an all-expense paid vacation to London, Paris, Madrid, Rome, Munich, Istanbul, and the Orient. He or she will fly on a magnificent Dumbo jet, arrangements provided by Nocturnal Airlines, the fly-by-night air passenger company. And tonight's loser will stay after the show and put away the chairs!
Oh boy, isn't that something. Okay, let me briefly review the rules of consecration, and we'll begin. First of all, you both qualify to play the game by giving me some common household item with a value of at least half your net worth, after which you'll have the opportunity to answer a question on an obscure event in world history taking place prior to 1950, asked by Hugh Nibley in ancient Greek. Remember, you must respond on your corresponding chalkboards in Sanskrit. The contestant with the least number of misspelled words and the most loose change in his pockets will step to the stewardship wheel of fortune or felon. with a chance to win from $10,000 to $25,000 in notes from the Kirtland Safety Society Anti-Banking Company. Valuable for exchange coupons at our Missouri marketplace, unless you land on an apostate. In which case you lose only one turn, provided you filled out a fast offering slip at the beginning of the first round. If not, you have to stop at the Welfare Orange Ranch and partake of the Tree of Life, where you may win person script containing priceless Deseret dollars. But don't partake of that forbidden fruit, because that means indentured servitude and a handicap penalty of ankle chains when you race to the top of our replica of Mount Nebo, where the first contestant to cover himself completely with tar and feathers goes directly to the scripture chase cardboard to search out a flush or straight-up biblical references from either the Pentateuch or the Babylonian captivity. But if you uncover a verse from the Apocrypha or the Song of Solomon, you'll hear this sound, which means you're banished to spend a lightning round in False Doctrine Dungeon. Time to find the iron rod behind one of the three mystery curtains by choosing the most popular prophetic counsel selected from a poll of primary children in Appia Samoa. A correct answer, curtain and iron rod, will allow you to barter with the natives of our Lamanite powwow for the key to the kingdom that will open the gates of Orderville, USA, where you must search among the shops on Main Street for the Bishop's Storehouse. Once there, your money is worthless, and you must pay in kind. A sack of potatoes being worth a sick chicken, a rusty can of corn equaling a moose head, and so on. All right, are you both ready to play?
Yes, Stuart.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, here's toss-up question number one. Oh, looks like our time is up. And since we had to stop with the contestants tied at a deadlock, we'll hold the clock until next week, when we'll go directly into Enix Overtime on Consecration. That means your host must come dressed as any 16th century Protestant reformer of your choice. When the lights go out at showtime, you'll have 22 seconds to hide somewhere in the studio, after which you'll be sniffed out by an Australian lap hound. Now, the last one to be found will receive a bonus Bonanza Bogus Bod.
The world is full of adverse influences wearing away at the morals of our young people. Dens of iniquity like Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, SeaWorld, and Lagoon. Now, at last, there's a theme park where the saints can again come marching in. Announcing the grand opening of the amusement park with a restoration theme, a veritable latter-day land, Magic Mount Zion. Located on 60 acres in booming Tooele, Utah. Magic Mount Zion is the place to stay and play. You'll be awed by educational, historical, scriptural Jerusalem and Zarahemland. You'll thrill at recreated episodes of church history and Outland, where you'll be driven relentlessly from ride to ride by bloodthirsty mobs until you flee to another section of the park. Practice your marksmanship at the Governor Bogg Shooting Gallery. Ride the rapids of the Nauvoo River Raft Run, or careen down the trails of the Mountain Meadows Wagon Train Caravan. You'll burst with excitement in Correlation Land. Challenge the dips and turns of the Welfare Cannery Boiled Rhubarb Ride. Spin to oblivion in the plastic spheres of the Relief Society Resin Grape Revenge. Split with laughter, homesickness, and dysentery in the Missionary Funhouse, where hecklers yell at you in a foreign language. And don't miss the haunted genealogical library, there to be spooked and tormented by your dead ancestors, unless, of course, you've done those 4 generations. You'll be flabbergasted in Tomorrowland with our Armageddon Twilight Fireworks Extravaganza, depicting the final destruction with exacting detail. You'll be overwhelmed in Fantasyland and the Wild BYU Cougar Ride, the world's longest horizontal roller coaster. And you'll be bored to tears in Desert Wasteland, faithfully recreating life in present-day Utah. Magic Mount Zion is just over the mountain from Salt Lake City, conveniently located to the Bartyville Salt Flats. Magic Mount Zion, where the saints can gather again.
Are you sure they meant tonight? After all, we just moved in today.
He said Monday was a special night and wanted us to drop in. Did you bring back the meatloaf pan?
Yeah, and the pie tin, too. Wonder if these people are part of the welcome wagon. You sure are nice.
Well, this is the place.
Are you sure?
That's what it says on the mailbox.
This is the place. I see.
And besides that, look at the doormat.
Happiness is family home evening. I wonder what that means.
I don't know, but that's what the man kept saying over and over.
Oh, well, at least he's friendly.
Hello, lengthen your stride.
Listen, maybe we could come back another night.
Oh, nonsense. Come on in. We've been planning a home evening just for you. Valerie, take those pans. Mrs. Wilson.
Hello again.
Mr. Wilson, LeVar Vanderpool.
Hello. You've got quite a handshake there, Mr. Vanderpool.
Oh, call me LeVar. Can I take your coats? Now, kids, let our new neighbors through and clean those toys out of the living room. All 12 of you. Veronica, throw these coats in on our bed, and do it now.
Oh, that's a cute little dog.
Noisy little fellow, though. Okay, Sparky, pray.
How unusual.
Most dogs just shake hands.
Not Sparky. We taught him to fold his paws. Only way to convince the kids his food was getting blessed.
You have a lovely home.
Gee, those are interesting portraits you have on your walls.
Those are covers of the church news suitable for framing. On the back of each is a story of my most influential teacher. Yes, Sister Vanderpool is a practical little housekeeper.
Your sister lives with you?
No, my wife lives with me. She should be back any time now. Went jogging. Goes every night. Quite a girl. Excited to meet you. But right now, there's someone else I'd like you to meet. Come into the kitchen here. Just step over that case of powdered eggs. Oh, okay. Well, there they are.
Howard, there's 2 young men in there.
You'll have to tell me about them, dear. I didn't clear the powdered eggs.
This is Elder Sorensen and Elder Jorgensen.
Hello.
They're still eating. They have them over every night. And later on, they've got a special message for you.
How nice.
Vernon, help Mr. Wilson out of that stack of newspapers.
Thank you.
Now just sit down on this cardboard box, and we have a treat for you. Well, what do you think?
Well, that's just I've never seen. What is it?
Why, that's zucchini bread. Wife baked it today, right after she canned those peaches you're sitting on. Quite a girl.
Is all this food?
Oh, heavens, no. This entire wall here is nothing but soap. Shamway. Like to buy some?
No, thank you.
And that area there used to be a breakfast nook filled with protein products. 2 years' supply. Ever heard of Hackley?
No.
And lining the hallway there from end to end are vitamin tablets. Neophyte. The actual food supplements used by the ancient inhabitants of this continent.
Would you like to know more?
Howard, what did that young man say?
We'll get to that soon enough, Elder. Right now, have some more zucchini bread. Got the vegetables out of our own garden, you know. Well, looks like the kids are ready to begin. Keep playing the prelude music, Virginia. We'll be right in.
Is that your wife?
No, that's probably the Johnsons.
The Johnsons?
Yes, another new family in the neighborhood. Just moved into the next block. Hello, lengthen your stride. Here, let me take that meatloaf pan.
And now it's time for Patriarch Knows Best, the weekly warm and wonderful adventures of the Hendersons, a small polygamous family of the Old West living a life of harmony in southern Utah. Here's Heber, and here's Henrietta, and Hortense, and Hepzibah, and Helen, and Hannah. And here are the kids, Jacob, Jennifer, Jonathan, Julia, Jeremiah, Judith, Joshua, Jessica, Jehoshaphat, Jezebel, and the others. Let's drop in on a typical fun-filled afternoon with the Hendersons.
Honeys, I'm home.
Hello, dear. Have a nice day at the telegraph office?
Marvelous. You know, I got promoted.
Hello, dear. Did you get the Hancock account?
As a matter of fact,
Hello,
yeah,
dear. How'd your meeting with Bishop Higby go?
Oh, just great. You know, he
Hello,
said...
dear. Enjoy your trip upstate.
Oh, yeah, I was just one of those...
Hello, dear. What are you doing home early?
Well, I just thought I'd take the
Hi,
afternoon off.
Dad.
Oh, hi, Joel.
I'm not Joel, I'm James. Hi, Dad.
Oh, hi, Joel.
I'm not Joel, I'm Joan.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Justin.
I'm not Justin, I'm Gerald.
Hi, Dad.
Jane?
Jim.
Hi, Dad. Jordan.
Jason. Hi, Dad.
Georgia. Huh?
Wrong.
Oh, well.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad. Dad?
We'll return to our fascinating, fun-filled family adventure in a moment. But first, this.
Howdy, I'm a pioneer. Oh, sure, I've traveled across 3,000 miles of desert, mountains, and prairie. But you know, I couldn't whistle a single note of Come Come Ye Saints with any conviction at all if it weren't for my Pioneer Handbook, part of the Frontier Settlers Reference Library. The Pioneer Handbook has wagon loads of informative items, such as 1001 Things to Do with Locust, or the helpful chapter on stalking prairie bison to obtain combustible material entitled Buffalo Chip Tips. Yes, the Pioneer Handbook is this month's selection from the wonderful people at Dreary World Publishers, located just outside Independence in lovely Jackson County, Missouri. Your library can expand monthly as part of their book club service, with such classic volumes of pioneer craft as Doctrines of Starvation and a Marvelous Walk and a Wander. And each book is delivered by Pony Express right to your tent or cabin door. Just look for the coupon in this week's Deseret Noise, and make note of this special offer. You put an X through the buffalo skull at the bottom of the coupon, and receive with your first book this comprehensive 2-page pamphlet entitled The Complete Discourses of Brigham Young, plus a set of Jim Bridger comic books for the kids. And remember, all this is fully refundable. If unsatisfied, simply return your publication in person within 10 days to the offices of Dreary World Publishers here in Jackson County, where you're always welcome. Well, gotta mosey on. Thank you.
Now back to Patriarch Knows Best.
And bless us with strength from this meal. Amen.
Amen.
Helen, this dinner smells delicious.
I'm Hannah.
Oh.
Dinner is served.
Oh, those pork chops look good.
Here, give me that. I'm starved.
I tell you, I can hardly wait.
Dinner is served.
Julian, I didn't get any pork chops. They just...
I'm Josephine. Pass the salt. Here are seconds.
What? Were those beans?
Dinner is served.
Jeffrey, don't take the corn yet.
I'm George.
Well, I'm hungry.
Who stole my fork?
Kids, well, could we...
Dinner is served.
Take the potatoes. Oh.
Mommy's got his elbows on the table. Got any butter?
Now, just a minute. I happen to be head of this family. And...
Dinner is served.
Oh, hot biscuits. Oh, I
These
just
are
want one
my
of those.
favorites.
Give me my napkin.
Could somebody please pass me? Oh, no, boy.
Why, Heber, aren't you feeling well or are you fasting?
Is there any food left down there yet?
Sorry, Dad, just some gravy here at the end of the table.
Jerusha, will you get over there and get that gravy from Josiah?
That's Jerome and I'm Jeannie.
I don't care who you are. Just get down there and get that gravy.
We'll come right back to our refreshing, wholesome family entertainment of yesteryear following this message.
Here's Wes Wolverton and his dog, Spot.
If your wagon is a mess, go see Wes. If you're trailing from the rest, go see Wes. If you're having lots of pains as you roll across the plains, give a tug upon the reins, go see Wes.
Down, Spot, down. Howdy, friends. This is Wild West Wolverton at Wolverton Wagons here in Warren Willow, Wyoming, and we're having the sale of a lifetime. Here's my problem. I'm running out of room here in the wide open spaces, overstocked with inventory of last year's 1860 models, and the 61s are coming soon, which means we gotta move about. So I'm gonna wagon wheel and deal, slashing prices right and left. Sorry, Spot. To get you the best buy this side of the Mississippi. Now look at this. A Conestoga coach, 2-door, power steering, power brakes, sleek, salt-soaked spruce timber frame with wrought iron trim, plus a wagon cover of rich Corinthian leather. Spot, get off that Corinthian leather. Even a compartment with AM/FM carrier pigeons. Price? Only $199. Can't beat that. Down, Spot. And match this. A solid pine hand-cart convertible, padded suede handles, mag chrome spokes, pulley hook for those free rides, even a cigarette lighter. Don't be offended, that's totally optional. Loaded with accessories, and my price is $49. You won't come close to that for 1,000 miles. And look at this here. A yoke of oxen, Herb and Gertrude, carpeted throughout, hooves retreaded, and both fully housebroken. Guaranteed for 5,000 miles, formerly owned by a 77-year-old lady from Cheyenne who only took them out of the barn on Sundays to see her dermatologist. Price? Just $89. You can't beat that, can you? Now listen. Down, sport. Now, if you come down and see me, you don't have to buy anything. All you have to do is see me first, and you'll receive absolutely free this gramophone cylinder recording of the Mormon Tabernacle Quartet. Now, you just see me first. You give me a chance to sell you a wagon, and I guarantee I'll stand on your head to make a deal. And with your good credit, easy loan arrangements are available at that familiar 10% interest rate. Now down, Spot. Come down to Wild West Wolverton. Wolverton Wagons and Warning on the Wild. Just 3 blocks up Oregon Trail and Dry River Bend. Say I bless man, yo. See ya,
Now we return to the exciting conclusion of Patriarch Knows Best.
Little moon wouldn't hurt tonight. Oh, boy, it's cold out here. Ooh, oh, those stones will get you every time. Gotta get the kids to pick those things up. Oh, no. Who's in there?
It's me, Dad. Jubal.
Well, hurry up, will ya? It's cold out here. Oh, boy, that ground's damp.
Hi, Dad. I have to go bathroom.
Yeah, me too, Jasper.
Jared.
Oh, darn. Why don't we start using name tags around here, huh?
It's yours, Dad.
Oh, thank you. Ooh. Ah, shit! Boy, those Scotch thistles will get you every time. Oh, wait a minute. Who's in there?
It's me, Dad. Geraldine.
How'd she get in there? Someday, somebody ought to put one of these things inside. Oh, boy. Oh, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Helps you stay warm.
Okay, Dad. You're on.
Boy. Gee. Boy, I hate the frost on that cold grass. Here we are. Oh, no. Who's in there?
It's Jared.
No, it doesn't. I quit. It's not worth the trouble. I'll just hold it till morning. Oh. I guess I'll just say goodnight to the kids. Good night, Gina.
Jasmine.
Japheth?
Jethro.
Oh, Georgia?
Jeanette.
Forget it.
Good night.
Good night, Joe. Jay? Who are you?
Bernard.
Bernard?
Yeah, I'm the kid next door spending the night.
Oh, well, here, put on a name tag, will you? And good night.
And so we come to the close of another heartwarming saga of the Old West with the Hendersons on Patriarch Knows Best.
Okay, your door, Elder Perkins.
Are you sure, Elder Singleton? I mean, this is my first day.
Oh, listen, you've set your daily, weekly, and monthly goals, haven't you?
Yes.
You're ready to plan your work and work your plan, aren't you?
Yes.
You want to make these the best 2 years of your life, don't you?
Yes.
Then listen to your senior companion. Have faith, be spiritual, and ring that doorbell.
Okay, Elder. Good afternoon, ma'am. We're representatives. How'd I do, Elder Singleton?
From Nebuchadnezzar Memorial Stadium in Sodom and Gomorrah, it's the 1542nd Old and New World Series All-Star Game. Hello, everybody. I'm Herod Cosell, here with Nehemiah Lodestone for the Summer Classic of Ancient Baseball. It's a beautiful day here in the Twin Cities for a ball game.
Yes, it is, Herod. And the representatives of both leagues have come here today to battle it out. As you remember, last year in Nineveh, the combined Nephites and Lamanites of the American League were humiliated by the Mideast National League 20-2.
Indeed, they were decisively run out of town, Nehemiah. But the New World Nine have returned this year with a resolve to settle the score. And they're taking the field now. Let's go briefly over the lineup. At first base, from the Madoni Monarchs, King Lamoni, a converted shortstop. At second base, Amulon, who went from the Nephite to the Lamanite division last year as a free agent.
Amulon, incidentally, Herod, is the only player with a personal cheerleading squad of dancing girls.
He's quite a guy. At shortstop, the chatterbox Corey Hall. That fellow will talk you to death. Used to be an insurance salesman.
And at third, completing the infield, Gaddy Anton, a secretive man, but one who can steal you blind in the base path.
That's right, Nehemiah. This man is some kind of a ball player. In the outfield, we have a complement of players from the Zarahemla Zephyrs. Nephi, and Nephi.
Of course, catching is the team captain, Moroni.
And on the mound, the fireballer from the Bountiful Braves, Ammon, son of Mosiah.
Umpires for tonight's game, Zechariah, Jeremiah, Zedekiah.
And the umpire at the brass home plate is Laban.
The team managers, Moses and Lehi, have delivered the lineup cards behind the batter's box, and the game is ready to begin. Now for the play-by-play, Herod Cosell.
Thank you, Nehemiah. And the first batter of the game, a legend in his own time, Dan the Man, Daniel of the Babylon Brewers.
I saw Daniel single-handedly shut out the Lebanon Lions in a preseason play, Herod. What defense?
Yes, sir, he's some kind of a ball player. There's the pitch by Ammon, a blinding fastball, strike one.
Well, if that's the kind of stuff Ammon has for us tonight, we're in for quite a game, Herod.
I should say so. It's obvious this man came to play baseball. Truly a professional. The windup and a curveball that Daniel lays down for a perfect bunt. Moroni is out to get it, but it's too late, and Daniel is standing on first with a bunt single. Well, just like that, the leadoff man is on first, and at the plate, socking Samson, the Nazarite.
Samson prefers to swing with the jawbone of an ass.
Well, that's legal under league rules, though the length of his hair is another issue. He refuses to cut that mop despite the stiff regulations of manager Moses. But whatever else you say about Samson, you gotta admit he's some kind of a ball player.
Right.
There's the pitch, and Samson lays hold of a hanging curve, line drive, snagged by Gaddy Anton at third. What a play! Did Gaddy Anton ever rob Samson of a base hit?
Well, Gaddy Anton's been doing that for a long time, Herod. He came to play baseball.
Just what I was about to say. I've never seen anything like that. I tell you, that Gaddy Anton is some kind of a ball player.
I know.
Well, Ammon can breathe a sigh of relief, but not for long, because stepping to the plate is the big bopper, Goliath of the Philadelphia Philistines.
He can hit one out of here, Herod.
He certainly can. This man is truly a professional. Ammon is pitching from the stretch. He gets a sign from Captain Moroni. He checks Daniel inching away from first. There's the look and the pitch. High and inside. It hit him. Goliath has been hit by the pitch.
You know, that's not the first time Goliath has been hit.
By no means. Just last season, he was beamed by David, the young sling ball pitcher of the Bethlehem Browns. And that's one of the hazards of non-contact sports. I was talking with my dear friend, heavyweight Jacob Israel, about violence in the ring at last year's wrestling championship. And he said...
Wait a minute, Herod. The umpire has awarded first base to Goliath, and Ammon is livid. He's arguing that the big fellow stepped in front of the pitch. That brings Moses out of the dugout. He's just rent his clothes. Why, he's furious.
And when he gets angry, things start to happen. Don't we all know that? This man came to play.
Now Lehigh's out of the dugout. He's rending his clothes. The benches are clearing, clothes are rending all over the diamond. There is bedlam on the field.
And it's all centered around Ammon and Laban, the umpire. And they are jawing nose to nose. My gosh, ladies and gentlemen, Ammon just pulled out his sword and cut off the arm of the umpire.
I think Ammon is going to be in big trouble for that, Herod.
That's right. Clearly a violation of the rules. Laban is not known to be long on patience. He's picking the arm off the ground, and there's the gesture. Ammon is out of the ball game.
And I wouldn't be surprised if the league slaps him with a big fine besides.
No doubt about it, the field is a melee now, and in addition to that, it's starting to rain here in Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's no ordinary storm, Herod. It's raining fire and brimstone.
Well, the weather report didn't say anything about that. At any rate, it looks like we have a rain delay, ladies and gentlemen. We'll return momentarily to this thrill-packed 1,542nd Old and New World Series All-Star Game.
Hello, Ask Melba. You're on the air.
Hello, Melba?
Yes, this is Melba. Did you have a question?
Yes.
Please tell us your name. First name only.
My name is Art Volkman.
All right, Art. Go ahead.
I've been the genealogy teacher in my ward for the past 8 years, and people give me the impression I'm boring.
Are you sure you're not imagining it?
No.
Go on.
You see, I talk to people and they ignore me. They act like I'm not even there. It gives me a terrible inferiority complex, and I don't know if I can take it any longer. Nobody listens to anything I say. That's my problem, Melba. Melba? Melba?